You wonder, why is Kentucky Fried Chicken out of business when Chick-fil-A has exploded? They both did chicken. Well, it's because it was a new format. One didn't adjust, and the other one came out of nowhere. Great operators. If you're a great operator, you don't need to reinvent the fact that fried chicken's fried chicken. You just deliver it. I saw a lot of this during COVID. People preemptively make decisions based on emotion, not based on fact. They're not tracking their stats. They don't have the speed in which to look at data because they're not systematized. They don't have the resilience to hold their teams accountable and keep them tight. And they can't make quick decisions for the best interest of the business. So what they do is they start randomly making decisions based on emotion, and they preemptively try to stop something that wasn't going to happen in the first place. And that usually is the thing that damages their business.
And I think the first three mistakes they're going to make is they're going to retract. Natural reaction. When I go at Brandon, he's going to back up. He knows I'm coming for him. He's going to back up. When there's a recession, a contraction, a World War III, which we could have one, God, I pray we don't, okay? The natural inclination, back up, save money, don't expand, cut staff. That will be the biggest mistake you make. That is the slaughtering of your company. Second biggest mistake is you will not correctly market your company. Still today, after 15 years of social media being this mass explosion, most small companies have still not and are not using social platforms. At best, you use one, and you use it very little. So I've heard Gulfstream tell me that their customers are not on social media yet. A major condo project here in Miami said they're not on it yet. I'm like, you guys are stupid. It's unbelievable. Millions of companies, and we see this with all the companies that come through, are still not properly marketing. Number three is the lack of leadership committed to finding great people. Most people have thrown in the towel on people. You don't believe you can find good people. You think the millennial can't be trained and they're lazy. That's not true. There's great people out there. We prove it every day. There's great people at 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old. There's great people out there. And you guys, the leadership has thrown in the towel.
When the private equity invests in something that's a problem, they just spin it off to somebody else. They just get rid of it. There's no emotional connection at all. And so they'll just sell to whoever the person that's willing to buy it.
More than 2/3 of U.S. retailers that failed in 2019 were private equity owned. It is never reported. Macy's, JCPenney's, they're never reported. It's never a headline. What they do is they shift the headline back to Google today, Facebook, Apple, the next AI is going off. They are not telling you guys the truth about all the failures, okay? And these were in the beginning, Penny's, Macy's. Sears Roebuck was a person and a family at the height of their heyday. It was because they were family-owned, run businesses with a passion, where some guy was like running on top of the deal.
Like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
You wonder, why is Kentucky Fried Chicken out of business when Chick-fil-A has exploded? They both did chicken. Well, it's because it was a new format. One didn't adjust, and the other one came out of nowhere. Great operators. If you're a great operator, you don't need to reinvent the fact that fried chicken's fried chicken.
What are the fees those guys generate on these private equity deals?
It's usually 2% of assets and 20% of the upside.
Yeah, pretty much whatever they want.
Yeah.
Plus what?
Advisory fees, it's just,
it's endless, man. It's endless. Now, the most important thing is not the fees they charge, but how many losers they have. What percentage of the trillions of dollars that has been put in these private equity funds has just gone to the wayside? What is the biggest problem with private equity today? If you look it up, use AI. Private equity is raising new funds today at the slowest rate in years. The biggest problem is that private equity investors are becoming aware that they're being asked to put more cash in before they ever get their money back.
That's right.
Why is that?
The private equity groups are buying so many assets, and they don't even get fees if they're buying the assets to deploy the capital.
To buy it and sell it. They get fees both ways.
That's right.
These people could own 12,000 companies. They're not hand-picking anymore. When you become a $10 trillion company, you can't hand-pick what you're eating. You're going to try to buy another $1 trillion company. So a guy taught me this in real estate. I said, what's the biggest mistake you've made in real estate? He said, the biggest mistake is I buy portfolios. I try to grab too much at one time and don't pay attention to what's in that portfolio. So I end up with a bunch of losers because I try to scale too fast.
It's the truth. For us, we're investing in people.
Yeah.
Not portfolios.
Individuals.
Yeah.
Not the horse, but the jockey.